What a complete train wreck. Every year, the Hugo Awards just makes it worse for themselves, makes it something that's getting even more irrelevant. And the only real thing to do is laugh at them at this juncture. You could see this weird lady holding what looks like an erect phallic object. And that's exactly what's going on with everything in science fiction right now. Been making fun of Worldcon over the weekend because it's just been a cluster of a convention as usual. We're seeing a lot of posts about just social anxiety from the attendees and how they just can't even. On top of it, there's a bunch of like COVID being spread at the convention and people freaking out about that. And then yesterday, of course, we showed the Cats panel that John Scalzi was bragging about being one of the largest panels of the convention. Yes, you can't make this stuff up. But the Hugo Award winners might be the most embarrassing part of all of this, and we're going to go over it in just a moment because this is just a travesty of science fiction. It's not even science fiction. It's just identity politics, virtue signaling, circling the drain once again. My gosh, let's get into the news in just a moment. My name's John Delarose, and there's a reason I'm the most trusted name in science fiction news at this point. It's because I bring it to you unfiltered where nobody else does. And I'm also a great science fiction writer. If there was a Hugo Award for my Overmind comic book, there should have been. It was fantastic. But there's not because, of course, it's all about political virtue signaling over there. But we have a sequel called The Hidden Emperor right here, and this is going to be the most wonderful thing you've read since Valerian and Laureline, the great French comic, which is the best science fiction comic in history. We're up there, guys. It's really that good. So check this out. It's a complete difference from the mainstream industry. This is the type of stuff they blacklist, and they couldn't stop the signal. Look at this. $25,000, and we're almost to 26. You guys can get us there today. Back the complete Ayla Rin adventures for great science fiction. We got novels and comics in this series. Because I am a writing machine, my friends. And welcome aboard, everybody who's checked this out so far. Really appreciate you for being there. It's been an awesome, awesome campaign so far. That link's in the description below for your perusing pleasure. Thank you again. And let's get into the news. Hit the like and subscribe button for more science fiction journalism here. And of course, let's get into Best Novel, because this is the only one people ever really care about or pay attention to as things go along with the Hugo Awards. Best Novel used to be things for like Paul Anderson, Robert Heinlein, Arthur C. Clarke. No longer. Now it's Emily Tesh. And why is Emily Tesh up there? Is Emily Tesh as great of a writer as the ones I just listed? Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that's what they want you to believe. But this is a psyop, of course, as you can get into what's going on with this person. It's just another like woke white woman trying to cause problems in science fiction, like always, by not even writing science fiction, pretending it is what it is. And let's look at immediately how this is advertised as a book. This is the Hugo Award-winning novel. Where are we at? LGBTQ plus science fiction. Oh, wow, what a category. So yes, this is only chosen because of its LGBTQ plusness. And that's all this is about. She can avenge the murder of planet Earth raised in the bowels of Gaia Station. In the last scraps of humanity, she readies herself to face the wisdom, the powerful reality-shaping weapon that gave Majota their victory over humanity. So it's a strong female lead fighting back against the aliens. This is something like, didn't the lady who wrote Twilight like do one of those? Like 20 years ago? There's nothing that interesting about this. This is a very standard concept. Anne McCaffrey already did it better in Freedom's Landing back in the day. If you want a strong female lead just fighting back against aliens, there's like thousands of books that can do it. But this one's queer, my friends, and that's what makes it something that has to win an award. And that's exactly what they do every single time now. It's either black or it's queer, and that's what wins them the Hugo Awards. Very sad right there. Novella by T. Kingfisher. This is somebody who of course, wins almost every year. It's a serial rage baiter online, the type of person who just has a bunch of clout within this community. And by the way, if you just want to see the community here, look at the votes here. We're talking votes of novel. There's a few in here. We've got 4,000 people voting. That's about it. So you're not a lot. And then you get into novella and in the other categories, there's even less. So it is just a little clout structure of industries insiders, and that's all it is. voting for this stuff. It's nobody normal reads these kind of things whatsoever. And you notice here's another thing, Tor.com. Tor. Uncanny Magazine, which is a woke science fiction magazine that advertises itself as woke, of course. Clark's World, which is, again, just a woke look, best novelette and best short story written by the same person. It's all a clout structure. All of it is just for clout. And nobody read this stuff. Nobody reads things like Uncanny Magazine or Clark's World. They get like 1,000 readers max. And that's really what happens. And so then Best Series. Now, this is an award for given an award. Ann Leckie won the Hugo Award for this for her book a while back. And why? Because it introduced a pronoun society. This was like the proto-pronoun thing back in like the early 2010s. Which actually led to our society becoming as crazy as it is. Ann Leckie's personally responsible for pushing that kind of crap on our society. Now it's winning Best Series because it already won the Best Hugo Award. So it's an award for getting an award. I mean, these people make it so insular. It's absolutely insane at this point. Best graphic story or comic is Saga, because Saga is science fiction. It's very degenerate. They have a lot of weird sexual fetishes in it. Of course, that's the only thing that wins these days. And yeah, this is way better than Saga, guys. I got to tell you that right now. Best related work, A City on Mars. Not certain what that is. I'm not going to make fun of stuff just because it's there. Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves won the best long form, which is movie length thing. I actually like that movie, so I'll say yes. Pretty cool. The Last of Us then won Best Short Form for basically TV series. They had 2 separate episodes of Star Trek Strange New Worlds nominated for that, so there was not a lot of competition there. Baldur's Gate 3 for Best Game. Now let's get into Best Editor Short Form. That is Neil Clark. He wins almost every year because of Clark's World. He's like the epicenter of clout in the industry. So again, it's a big clout structure sort of thing. Don't know who Ruoxi Chen is. We can look this up for you real quick because this is what we do here. We research live on the air. A Chinese actor as a book editor. Okay, interesting. Well, there you go. Consultant and writer. Nice haircut. So that's what you get down the line here. But you can see this is where it gets really, really interesting. So best fanzine and best fan writer, Paul Weimer. Paul Weimer is a serial hater in science fiction. He's gone out of his way to make political agenda posts just to trash anybody who's not on the correct political deal. And he sort of made his mark doing that. He was kind of a nobody until he started trashing people like me, like Larry Correia, like Vox Day. And he'd do it on the hate website File 770, along with on his social media, and he gained a bunch of clout over time, and that's who wins these fanzine and fan cast and fan writers. It's just their little clout chasing people who don't actually contribute anything. Paul Weimer worked as a book reviewer for Barnes & Noble for a while, and the most famous thing actually he's got on the internet right now is the fact that he took pictures of naked kids and posted them up on the internet, which made people go, what the heck is going on? It's also alleged that he's got some weird erotic fan fiction out there that is very creepy. And that sort of thing just gets you extra attention within these communities in a way that's very suspect. And that's why we cover a lot of this stuff, because there's some creepy stuff involved in science fiction and fantasy once it goes deeper. And like I said, it does have an impact on culture. If you look at what Ann Leckie did, that the whole pronouns gang thing is almost her fault. So that's what's going on here. So this is an embarrassment for the Hugo Awards. This is something crazy. And you could see, at this point, it's just a sad convention. You got your mobility scooters here. You got the face diapers on everybody in 2024 in a mostly empty room. Look at how empty this dealer's room is. You can just see there. It's not like Comic-Con or anything like that, and it's a very, very aged crowd who's just not really interested anymore. So this is their little meetup. They don't have a lot of people, as you can see, for this quote fan group. It's like 10 people And that's who's dictating these quote awards at this point. It used to be a cultural thing. The reason we cover it, somebody asked me what is a Hugo Award as a comment the other day. It used to mean a lot. This was like the Oscars for science fiction, and like people would buy books just based on it winning the Hugo Award by the droves. I mean, it was something that was a big deal back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and into the 90s too. And then science fiction, because they just chose weirdos over normal people, basically just killed off the fandom, killed off any interest in this kind of thing. And then as they started nominating these creepy works that are just big, their pornography of sex fetishes and things like that, rather than actual science fiction, they killed the whole reason to have the award to begin with. And so it's really lost almost all of its credibility. It's lost all of its clout within even fan circles. And it's just a dinosaur relic, which these people who I just showed you with their face masks, those are the people who have just destroyed something that used to be a good thing. So we can celebrate some good stuff here, guys. We do it all the time. We have a lot of great friends who make wonderful works in science fiction still, and we're doing it ourselves. And we're actually bringing people in. So I made my announcement yesterday on The Hidden Emperor that, I've got Blaine Pardo, who's from Battletech, a wonderful, amazing science fiction writer, who is writing a short story that's going in as a part of this. And then I announced yesterday that Mike Barron, who wrote the one of the top 5 greatest science fiction characters of all time, Nexus, is doing a short comic script, which will be hitting once we hit that 30,000 stretch goal mark. So, we're bringing in the best of the best. These are the people who should be winning awards in science fiction, and I'm excited to have them on the team and show you some of their new works, hopefully expose you to some good stuff as well as we laugh at these people out there. All right, that's the Hugo Awards. What do you think? Are you going to get the LGBTQ fiction last novel, strong female lead fighting off some aliens? By the way, you notice she looks exactly like the author? I showed you a picture of the author. It's always a self-insert with these people, 100% of the time. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit the like and subscribe button, and do check out The Hidden Emperor, my friends. It's in the description below. We'll be back soon.